What's up, everyone? Welcome to the final showdown breakdown / tournament tactics of the 2025-2026 NFL season. It is Super Bowl time. The big one coming up. Seattle at the Seattle Patriots, 45.5 point total, neutral numbers. Seattle favored by 4.5. I got BobbyWow with me to break it all down. We're excited. This is the big one, BobbyWow.
This is the big one. The big game.
Been waiting for this game. I'm excited for this one. I have some bets too I'm going to be giving out during the show that I think will help with DFS play as well. But I've dived into the numbers. I've really been holed up in the basement at the lab for the last week or so, just crunching numbers.
Good. Okay. I need your insights here because it's a really intriguing game. It's a good one.
I'm feeling this game. I feel it. I'm feeling it. I think the field is wrong about some things.
Ooh, okay.
I think we can take advantage of some things. I have some edge plays that I don't think other people will be on necessarily. So we got a lot to break down here, BobbyWow. And I hope you have some insights as well. I need that BobbyWow special.
Yes.
You know, the turd of the day that's going to make us all the monies.
Let's do it.
All right. I think we'll do matchups first. Let's go through the matchups. We'll go through some usage numbers, and then we'll get into the captains, the exposures, all of that good stuff, and we'll try to crush the slate. By the way, shout out to you, BobbyWow, and the other 55 DFS Army members, subscribers, YouTube watchers, including me, who are sitting on Pocket Max tickets over the course of this season.
Yes, that's right.
So the Pocket Max contest runs tomorrow as well. Everybody's ticket is worth $1,000. I got 4 entries. I saw one DFS Army member, I seem to have 10, like maxed it out.
That's incredible.
Like, why hasn't this guy been in my ear giving me tips all year?
Right.
Should work for me. I should work for him. So excited for all that. We're going to handcraft lineups for that. We're going to run the Dom station. If you're watching the Super Bowl and you're not, what are you doing? If you play DFS all year and you're not attacking this game, what are you doing? What are you even doing? Rethink your life choices. But of course, if you're watching this video, you probably are playing it. So let's rock. All right. You know what I mean, Bobby? Like, what are you doing?
I feel that.
By the way, what
the commercials? Some people watch just for the commercials. There are actual real people in the world.
Oh yeah, no.
That watch solely for the commercials.
All the women in the Super Bowl event that I will be at will only care about that. You know, in the past they've cared about like the halftime show. I don't know if I'm the right demographic, even the people I'm around, to know who this halftime performer is.
Yeah, I don't know him super well, I'll be honest, but he's certainly talented. So I think it's going to surprise people. I think most people don't know who he is, number one, but
I don't know who
number two. I think there's a general vibe that maybe people not as excited as they might be, but I think he'll surprise. So I really do think from the game to the halftime show, everything across the board, we're going to get some surprises in a good way here.
They should have brought out like the old guys like AC/DC and just do one last concert. I could get down with that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Give me like, Steven Tyler, throw U2 Urbano up there.
There it is.
The old white guys, of course. That's what we're clamoring for. But I think it'll be good. I really do.
Aerosmith wasn't available. I'm going to see Guns N' Roses over the summer. That's what's up.
Let's go.
Just bought the tickets yesterday. All right, matchups. So let's take a look at the usages from the conference championships, keeping in mind that the Patriots game was super weird. Remember, cold weather, Denver, no scoring, all that shit. I want to share a little tidbit of information for those of you who are in the chat, Tebow Time or Tijuana or whichever you said that. It's really interesting. So we take a look at usage, and you can see here, Ramondre, 93% snap share, with Trevion Henderson getting the treatment. No usage.
And I think just to say it aloud here, that's not just a last week thing. That's been a playoffs thing, which is extra kind of weird.
Yeah. Now, if you look up the PFF numbers as pass protection, Trevion Henderson's pass protection grade is one of the lowest of all running backs in the National Football League this season. One of the worst. Mm-hmm. Whereas Ramondre, forgot about Dre, one of the best. It's something like 22% whatever PFF grade versus 77% effective. What that tells me is there is a very good reason why the Patriots are not putting Trevion Henderson in the game in these important situations. The guy can't pass protect.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem that great. He hasn't been that great at catching passes either. But he can't pass protect. Yet. Does that mean Kevin, Chief ST, putting the kibosh on the career of Trevion Henderson? No. He's just not there yet. And so I looked it up because I'm like, why is this guy never on the field? What are they seeing? Because we know Ramondre is just there's nobody you're excited about as a player, but the other guy can't block. He can't pass protect. So expect more of the same is what I'm thinking, BobbyWow.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the tendency we see here in the playoffs, especially as you get toward the Super Bowl, where here we are, is teams and coaches are going to leverage the veterans more and more. Okay. And that's just the reality of the situation. Yeah. Regardless of even talent, last week or 2 weeks ago, we saw Cooper Kupp catch a big touchdown pass, right? Like we're seeing these veteran guys, and that's the case here with Ramondre and Trevion. I think Trevion, is the more talented back, to be honest with you. But at this point, like you said, he's not there yet. This is trusting the veterans. Ramondre is going to continue to be the guy. That doesn't mean Trevion can't score, but it just means that Ramondre, I don't think we're going to see any big shifts here in snap percentage or anything that we've seen in the playoffs.
100% does not mean that Henderson can't come in and pop one for a tutty and change the whole dynamic.
Yep.
But you're playing him at like 7-8%. You're not putting him in your I need this one to score well lineup. You're putting him in your speculative stuff, right? Like it's going to take a miraculous Samaje Perine type 3 reset. I actually think George Holani, will get to him, has a higher chance in the role that he's in of doing something like that, of like just taking one, catching one of 3 or 4 targets and taking it to the house. Like, boop, done.
And he's cheaper. Yeah.
I am Chief ST, by the way, on DK, Jeremy Anderson, but not to be confused with another fellow who calls himself Chief STD, or as I now believe, Chiefs touchdown. Chiefs TD. Different guy. I got my Army avatar on there. All right. So running back for New England, it's all Ramondre here. Now, one little note, I guess, matchup-wise, Seattle's very, very good against the run, right? They are an elite rush defense, but they are not so great. They allow a ton of receptions to running backs. They kind of play a style of defense that allows a lot of running back receptions. So I think Ramondre, while I don't think he's going to have some great success, running up the gut, he could do some damage via the pass. That's kind of like what I'm thinking for Ramondre. Forgot about Dre. All right. Next, we have the tight end position for New England, which is manned by the combination of Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. What did I say? Austin Hooper. Okay. You can see the snap count is very, they're not running 12 personnel for whoever was asking that very much. I mean, it's one or the other guy. on the field. They have not both been on the field together most of the season, kind of like that way. I think, here we go. So their seasonal averages are a little bit more compared to that last week. But again, that was that weird game at Denver. Everything changed a little bit. I do think it's important to note, BobbyWow, that Seattle is allowing, the 10th most receptions to tight ends of any team this year. So Seattle has a vulnerability to the tight end position, or not necessarily, I'd call it a vulnerability. They just play a style of defense that favors those tight ends getting those under those inside receptions.
Yep.
Hunter Henry back in play is what I'm saying. Austin Hooper,
Agreed.
also playable in a turd miracle kind of situation.
Yeah, he is. As gross as it sounds,
Playable.
it wouldn't. I mean, gosh, that's an anytime touchdown bet right there. A hoop daddy tutty. I could see it. I could see it right now.
Yeah. And at the very minimum, you know what? Hunter Henry has not done anything throughout for most of the playoffs the last couple weeks. So, people forget that all of a sudden Hunter Henry pops for a big smash, and this matchup weirdly favors him. Unfortunately, DraftKings priced him high, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But you look at the playoffs, 21-20, last 2 weeks, a 3, a 5. Fuck this guy, right? But it wasn't that long ago. He's putting up 15s, and we know this guy can pop for a 27, a 29. He is not just BobbyWow for me, not just a solid flex play. Although again, priced too high for his mean, but who cares? We only care about his upside. I think there's mild captain ability with Hunter Henry here. Mild. What do you think?
Yeah, I think deep tournaments, you're running out 150 lineups. He certainly could be thrown into the pool as kind of like a dart throw captain. I don't hate it.
Yeah,
he's got that, like you said, he's got that upside. Yeah,
a little bit there. He's done it. And this team specifically is good to target with opposing tight ends. So, Hunter Henry absolutely in the mix. Let's talk about the and Austin Hooper turd exposure. What is going on in the chat? I think that person that he's referring to might be Chief STD. It's a different, not Chief ST. All right.
So I don't know why. Have you seen the movie Step Brothers? This reminds me of a scene where forget it. Okay, there's like a John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell are in an interview, and they're trying to pronounce a girl's name as Pam, and they can't get it right. It's what you remind me of every time we go. It's this Chief ST. It's crazy, man. Maybe the chat will get me.
This whole thing happened in our Discord the other day. All right, so let's talk about the wide receiver group. And interestingly, BobbyWow, this is interesting. When the Patriots went to 2 wide, which they don't do that much, it was a lot more Booty and Mac Hollins than it was Diggs. Last week anyway, again, could be a last week thing. I don't know. But last week, Mac Hollins comes back, gets a bunch of targets, looks good. Booty's out there still, Steffi Diggs. And then you have Demario Douglas and Kyle Williams just mixing in when needed. I don't think we change our approach to these guys all that much.
Agreed.
You don't know what you're going to get. Let's just see here. There was
I fully agree.
I mean, yeah. 6
last week again. This wide receiver group. This is where I think we could see the most change from last week or from last game to this game, just because the weather was so hard to throw passes, especially toward the end of the game in the second half. I think that's part of why we saw such a decrease in snaps for Diggs. You got the big kind of body Hollins out there for blocking. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I would not be shocked to see Diggs with, a modestly higher snap count in this game.
I mean, they're going to need him, right? You would think they're going to need.
I guess that's where I'm at. Yeah. How could you not give him some more playing time here?
And yet here we are, right? So they do what they do in New England. But all of them are live. I love the price point on Mac Hollins for this one. And I think the names that get squished down just a little bit here because of the return of Mac Hollins, and now Booty, Diggs, Hollins on the field a lot. So obviously Demario Douglas and Kyle Williams get that like turd level, I'm mildly interested for like GPP trying to win the $1 million, but I'm certainly not doing anything more than that. Look outside your window. Huzzah for the big super chat. We appreciate you, my man. I never forget look outside your window because he's got that picture of that CEO and that lady. So it always reminds me of whatever was going on at the old Coldplay concert when I see the avatar. But yeah, congrats on a great season. I thought about doing full disclosure during the show and just showing my tracker for the year, BobbyWow. Is that something you think people would be interested in? Just like how the season went?
I certainly would be, but I don't know. You gotta let the chat decide.
Chat, let me know if at the end of this breakdown you want full disclosure, and I'll see if I can pull up my it was an interesting year, and maybe you care, maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. I don't know. All right, I'll show it at the end. I don't want to. You know what? I don't even know if my shit's saved. We'll see. I'm not sure if I did my stuff, but I'm not sure if it's saved. But yes, it was a good year. All right, let's move on to the Seattle side. If I don't have it saved, I can't show it. I shouldn't have said anything. I'll do it during
that was something.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that website that my tracker thing. I use this tracking software. I'm not sure if it saves.
What a kerfuffle.
Ugh. All right. Shifting gears to Seattle. This one's interesting, and I think this is very actionable. So obviously, Seattle also had a blowout situation. We have to take a little grain of salt, a couple salt grains, throw it on there. Salt grains, we're throwing them. They blew them out of the water. But we saw Kenny Walker and George Holani almost get into a Kenny Walker Charbonnet level split. Now, BobbyWow, I won a tournament on championship weekend, but I came in second in the play action. I've never won the play action before. I never took first in that. If Holani catches a pass at the end of that game, and he was in the game, when Seattle was kind of running out the clock, he was in there. And I was like, oh my God, that's Holani. Holy shit, he's in there. I needed one more point out of Holani to move to first place and split 100,000 with like 3 other people.
Oh my. Jeez.
Yeah, that was nuts. I was like, holy shit, he's in the game. Don't look. I couldn't even look. Yes, Coffee and Kush. That's what's up. And Coffee and Kush. It's like the name is everything I love in life. Literally, he squeezed it all into one small word. I love coffee. I love my Kush. So anyway, very important. Kenny Walker, the split with Holani is real. Bobby, what am I making you laugh about?
I don't know. It's just funny, man. The Coffee and Kush is great. It's like,
Coffee and Kush, man. What's better?
That's good stuff.
Literally,
that's your Netflix and chill.
Yeah, I've got nothing else I need. Netflix, coffee, Kush. I'm good.
It's good stuff.
A room. So Kenny Walker, not so much. Now the rush. So look at the actual usage though. So they're bringing in Holani a little bit, and he was in there on those third down passing downs. They didn't need to throw to him because they were winning 46-0 or whatever. It wasn't like that. I just exaggerated that to make I put it to make an emphasis on a point. But he was in the game on third down. Those are valuable downs. I love George Holani on Sunday. For the price, he's going to get some targets. Had same target percentage as Kenny Walker. He's in the Charbonnet role, and this game is going to be closer. So Holani, absolutely not necessarily a captain play, but somebody I'm very interested in this game.
Yeah.
Scrolling down. Yeah, Holani's great.
Can I ask you a question about Holani though?
Yeah.
And this is just me maybe playing a little devil's advocate, but how much of the Holani playing time can you attribute to the blowout? Because I understand he was in there on some third downs, and that is true. Like there's no doubt he's going to get his share of snaps, right? I'm wondering if we're going to see a 35% snap share again, or if it's going to be a little bit lower here. If the game, I'm assuming the game is competitive.
It definitely could be lower. I mean, he's not priced as a 35%. Like he's being priced as
he's being priced as a turd. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not priced as like he's not priced as like 1A or something, the 1 to 1A situation. He's priced as a super turd. So that was a blowout, but Kenny Walker was in the game. He was in the game in the fourth quarter. So like as blowout as it was, the team didn't treat it so much that way. Kenny Walker was still in the game. He was still playing on fourth down. He was still playing in the fourth quarter. He was just coming out for rest, and also on some of those third down type situations where, listen, some teams, they have a third down package and they just like to go to a different person.
And you know what? It's been such a crazy 2 weeks. I'm getting it mixed up with the 49ers game. Because last week, Holani, it was a competitive game, right? Last game, it was the Rams, not the 49ers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was the close one anyway. Oh, yeah, wait a second.
So I'm crazy, yeah. My brain scrambled from these 2 weeks. Oh, my gosh, guys. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Forget my point entirely. Yes, it was a completely competitive game the entire game. So that is legit. And the ownership is really interesting. It's crazy low. It's 14% right now. For a guy that's projected at, I think, 5 points, somewhere around 5 points, and he's super cheap. So that, I would not only agree, I would say he's maybe the most intriguing play on the slate.
Yeah, I love Holani. I mean, we can get into his ownership, but he got a ton of usage last week, and he's 2,400. That's you got to play him. And what I liked the most about it was there were some receptions. Like if he was just banging up the middle, like we can get Trevion Henderson for a little bit, slightly more, and probably get 6 or 7 carries up the gut. But we're not getting the receptions, and receptions is what I want for this price. Yep. So Holani, one of my favorites. Him and in the early lineups I made, him and Mac Hollins were like, you got to have them both.
Yeah, Mac will be chalky, and I do think we'll see Holani's ownership rise a little bit here. But that's crazy low right now. Yeah, that's crazy low right now.
Isn't it great? I love it.
Just look at his prop projection relative to the other guys in below 3K.
Mm-hmm. It's going to jam him in everything.
Significantly higher. Yeah, that points per dollar is elite.
Like he's a little above the Trevion, who's priced twice as high.
Yeah.
And up there, not that different from Shaheed but obviously you get up here and it does get a lot better. So where are we? Okay. So George Holani, one of my favorite salary saving options on this entire thing. And he almost got me to the promised line.
Yeah. And I will say this too, because I feel like we always get this question. I think you can absolutely play both Walker and Holani in the same lineup here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that I would be excited to play Sam Darnold if I'm rostering both running backs, but I definitely will have lineups where both Kenny and George Holani are in them.
Yeah. I agree. Oh, this always comes up. Shaheed, Seattle defense. You hear that? I don't know. I never play that. I never play that angle, but the reason Grim is asking that is because Shaheed is a punt returner, kickoff returner, and he gets the touchdown, the double point. I never play that. I never play that angle.
I wouldn't go out of my way to pair those two or write like some correlation rule, but I will say, I don't hate the idea of those two being in the same lineup. Like Seattle defense is solid play anyway, and Rashid Shaheed's getting some snaps. He's seeing some playing time at wide receiver too. So intriguing options.
Yeah, and we'll get into those numbers. But first, A.J. Barner, the tight end, the primary tight end for Seattle. Hasn't done a whole lot during the playoffs, but he had some big games during the regular season. I think he's a volatile player. Could pop off, could not. I'm neutral on him for this one. He's running around.
And I look, he's a solid play. I'll say this though. I think Elijah Arroyo is the sneaky play of the slate.
Now, will he finally be back?
I think he's going to be back, and I think he's really, really sneaky.
He did not play, was supposed to play in the conference championship, didn't end up playing. Had some heavy target games over the year. I say, why not?
And he look, he's a turd. Okay, like he's not. I'm not saying jam in every lineup or anything like that, but I am saying at $1,200, 1% ownership, he is a guy that I'll be well over the field on. It's just kind of like a turd in my MME runs.
Yeah. Eric Salbert was basically exclusively used as a blocker, so no interest there. So, like, I guess if Arroyo does come back, why not? A 5-7% turd exposure out of 150 kind of thing, BobbyWow? Yeah. All right. Now, this is interesting. Here we go. So the wide receiver group, what's interesting here is, JSN, Cooper Kupp continue to dominate the snaps. Rashid Shaheed's usage has actually increased as each week has passed, and he's been with the team, and he's now on the field quite a bit, even in a regular pass catcher role. The only other two names are Jake Bobo and Derek Young, but Jake Bobo is one of those guys that, like, all of a sudden you hear his name and you're like, Jake Bobo's on the field. Like, he'll catch a pass during a game. He can catch a pass. 19% target share last week, but got a couple of targets. Rashid Shaheed always seems to get a touchdown, BobbyWow.
I was going to say, it happened last week with Bobo. I think Bobo scored a touchdown. So, like, you're absolutely right. His name pops up. It happens. He's almost like the MVS. Yeah. I know we use that comparison a lot. He's the MVS of the Super Bowl game here.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's like that name. You can't ignore it.
The Chiefs MVS, yes.
Chief MVS. All right. So let me a little bit of research into now. This is the Super Bowl. Teams are going to be well prepared. They have 2 weeks to prep for this game. Teams are going to be aware of what the other teams are good at defensively. So the way that New England plays defense, we all think about Christian Gonzo, good cornerback. The reality is New England plays zone something like 75-80% of the time. They're not gonna match up man to man. And I would imagine that in their defensive meetings all week, the whole idea is we need to stop Jackson Smith and Jigba. Let's make them beat us some other way. We can't let JSN take over this game. So as I look at the wide receiver group here, the name that stands out to me is Cooper Kupp. I think they're going to do everything they can to keep the ball in front of their defensive backs. They're going to do everything they can to double. Wouldn't you? Oh,
100%.
Like, what would you do? I'd be like, throw it to Cooper Kupp on a slant. I'm not giving it to JSN on a deep route. Give me throws into the flat underneath. Let them move the ball slow. Don't let them beat us with the big play. That's going to favor someone like Cooper Kupp. So you said it at the onset of this show. Teams kind of lean a little heavier on those veterans. Old guy. You might not want to stretch out Cooper Kupp like on week 4. But what are we waiting for? It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
and I think just kind of to go along with what your point is, these two teams over and over again over the last 2 weeks have been hearing win the turnover battle, win the turnover battle, win the turnover battle. Sam Darnold is not going to want to take risks as a thrower. He knows he has a dark side. The Seahawks know he has a turnover, dark side. the last thing Sam Darnold is going to want to do is see double covered JSN and try and fit deep balls into tight windows. So I agree. I still think JSN can have a good game here. There's no doubt about it. He's a stud, man. But I do think the Pats are going to do everything possible to take him out of the equation.
That's what I'm saying. So listen, if what I'm looking for, sometimes I'm looking for just like excuses. Excuses. Why can I? We already know these guys are going to be high owned. Like, so I'm looking for excuses. Give me an excuse how I can fade.
Yeah, exactly.
JSN or feel comfortable at all with any lineups that don't have Jackson Smith and Jigba in them. Like you got to give yourself a thought. And so my thought there is, wouldn't they go all out to ball out to stop JSN? And would that not lead to so much more targets for Shaheed, but also Barner and especially Cooper Kupp, and then step further, maybe even Holani or Kenny Walker out of the backfield. So there are a lot of things pointing to this game script that could go a certain way.
Yep.
On that note, I have a couple of bets. So we're gonna move on to the ownerships, but I have a couple of bets, prop bets, based on some of the stuff we just talked about that I want to share with people. Can I share my prop bets, Bobby?
Please. Yes, okay. Please do.
All right. First is what I just said. Cooper Kupp over 4 receptions. 3 or 4 receptions, whatever the number is right now. I think they're going to have to go to Cooper Kupp more frequently in this game. I think that's a comfortable type of thing that they cover in the first round. I even like the alt version of it where you might go, instead of 3.5, you might even go like 5.5 and get plus 220. So Cooper Kupp, look for him to catch more passes than usual in this game based on this analysis. Same for Ramondre. Forgot about Dre? Nope. I still remember. Same idea. So, Ramondre Stevenson over 3.5. I just think Ramondre is going to be out there catching passes. They're going to stop the run, and they're going to have to throw to him, and that's what you do against Seattle.
Yep.
Then finally, because of that Seattle allowing a ton of tight end targets, I think we got to go over on Hunter Henry targets, receptions as well.
Interesting. I like it.
Yeah. And, apply that to your DFS. We're going over receptions for those 3 players. Those 3 players should be good DFS plays if those bets are hitting. Okay. Let's take a quick look at ownerships here. So, Captain, you ready?
I love the Cooper Kupp bet. Yes. Okay, sorry.
You write
Captain.
that down? You're like, I'm betting that shit right after this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's over 4, and I think it's 3.5 or 4.5. It depends where you're looking. I need to open up Sharp app and find out exact. But
if I can get it for 3.5.
Yeah, the over 3.5 I love. Yeah, for Cooper Kupp, it's lock it in. All right, ownerships, Captain. Blow this up a little bit so you guys can see it. Do I bet the coin flip? Hell no.
You're not going to bet the Gatorade color or the national anthem singer. What are the? I'm trying to think of the other wacky props.
Those things are all more reasonable bets than the coin flip. I'm not paying, I'm not paying 51 cents to win 50 on a coin flip. That's just asking for that's just asking to lose money. I'm never going to do that. Even if I'm right, I feel stupid. I feel stupid for having made the bet. I will never do it. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 26% captain. This is the guy that everybody wants to use. Rightfully so. I say yes. Correct.
Yes.
So I said before, they play zone and they're going to try to stop who cares? If this guy gets it going, he's putting up a 25. It's that simple. And no one else, it'll be hard for anybody else to touch it. We love JSN, but 26% is it's a lot. The next highest ownership is going to be Kenny Walker, Dynamite. I get that too. Kenny Walker's been great. New England Patriots run defense has been elite. Something's got to give. Now, I think I love the third guy. I'm not a big take a quarterback at captain, BobbyWow.
Really? You like this? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was so ready to hop on board with you here
No.
with your quarter. Oh geez.
My QB hatred, I have a reason. I have a reason. I have a thought here. I have a logical reasoning. I'm going to tell you the logical thought process.
Please.
So it's just the scrambles. The guy scrambles a lot against Seattle, who's going to rush the passer. He's going to be scrambling more than usual. I like the over on rushing yards for Drake May as well. I think it's set at like 40, but I think he can run for a touchdown. And if this goes the way of lower scoring affair, I do believe that these quarterbacks can throw touchdowns to the running back. There are ways for him to get there. You know, Elijah Arroyo gets one. You already like Elijah Arroyo. What team is that? No, it's the other team. But Hooper gets one, or Hunter Henry gets one. You know, he throws one to Mac Holland. I could see the Patriots, if they're having to score, spreading it around enough, combining with the Drake May scrambles, combining with Seattle being very good against the run, and making it less likely that Ramondre Stevenson runs for a touchdown. Drake May. Deal with it. Drake May. Let's rock. I know I love to fade.
I'm disappointed. All of a sudden, no, I'm just kidding. I think those are.
You're not mad, just disappointed.
I'm not actually mad. No, I'm just messing around. Look, it's fair. The prop projection is incredibly good. Drake May has been very good this season. Even, obviously the numbers last week were atrocious in the weather, but even then, the guy made a couple of the prettiest throws that you'll ever see. I mean, just the perfect ball placement. I personally, though, I will be under the field here. Across the board, under the field at captain especially, but in the flex as well. The Seattle defense is tough, and they do a good job of generating pressure. And Drake May, look, he's faced the toughest three opponents, I think, of the season so far in these last three games. Struggled against the Chargers. I would say struggled, through one touchdown, one pick, 240 yards.
Terrible.
Against Houston, he ended up with 3 touchdowns. One of them was kind of controversial. Again, great game against a great defense. Only threw for 179 yards. And then last week, 86 yards in that kind of snow blizzard game. So not putting a ton of stock into that one.
Yeah.
But look, it's the Patriots offense is going to be what it's going to be. And typically, outside of a couple of outliers, that has not resulted in big time scores for Drake May, especially when you look at games against solid defensive opponents. And so that is kind of where, I feel like drawing the line and being a little bit underweight. It just to me, a 15% owned pocket passer for the most part. I understand he's got some rushing yards. He's been doing more scrambly than I think we expected to see. But it just feels like a spot where I want to be underweight. And the same is true for Sam Darnold in the flex as well for me.
Interesting. No, I'm going to, I hear you. And these are elevated defenses. And so I feel all of that. The main reason I think I'm kind of down with the quarterback and Darnold a little bit. Darnold, look at the ownership. I mean, with Darnold, it's just like
that is intriguing. See, like that to me is more of a play. Yes.
Dude, I'm just letting you know the wind is blowing outside at a level that my house feels like it's shaking. And so if I lose power, you got to take over and take this home to the finish line, because there is wind is blowing outside my house right now like you can't believe. It's scary out there. I'm down with Drake May. And I'm down with Sam Darnold. Look at this, 4%.
That ownership's too low. Yeah.
My main thing with Drake May, though, to go back to him, is this guy scrambles. Like, he ran for, I feel like we're forgetting, he ran for 65, 66. These are Jackson Dart level numbers.
But yes, I agree. And I think that's much more scrambling than I think anyone expected this season, number one. But number two, look at the returns as far as fantasy points are concerned, even with those numbers.
Yeah. Not great.
Even with those numbers, we're not seeing 20 points.
Haven't.
No 20-point games against the 3 best opponents that he's played this season. Again, not saying he can't do it. He had a couple really big games kind of to close out the regular season, I think, against the Jets, Baltimore. But again, like that number one, Drake May, he isn't built as a 25-plus point scorer. I don't think we'll see that, regularly. Number two, the opponent is very tough. Again, I think it's a very tough matchup for him. And number three, the Patriots offense, they are a run the football team, a balanced at best, but I think more of a commitment to the run. That's just their scheme. That's who they are. So,
but again,
yes,
if you're going up
good, but the fantasy output, not so much, even with those rushing numbers.
I agree. But if you're going up against Seattle and they're one of the top rush defenses in the National Football League, do you really come in with that heavy of a rush? And your only running back is Ramondre Stevenson. Like, are you going to really come in with this heavy rush? I mean, they might just try to play it close, play it tight, play great defense. I get it. But I think this could be one of those games where even a 20 out of Drake May or a 22. Remember, I was very down on Drake May all year.
I would agree with that. I think a 22, 23, 24 could definitely get it done here.
Yeah. And he runs for one touchdown, spreads it around a little bit, and that's where it ends. Remember,
but I will say this though, like look at the Texans game, for example. Would someone come in and say Ramondre had 16 rushing attempts? I think Trevion had a couple. Like, they still ran the football here against the Texans, who I think are the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
So I do. Yes, I do. And against, the Denver last week, Ramondre had 25 rushing attempts. They are going to try and establish the run here. Good, whether the defense is number one in rushing or not, like this is a team that's going to run.
Keep in mind, beautiful weather conditions.
Also true.
It's not a home game for either team, right? Neutral field, beautiful weather. I believe that the offenses will get comfortable. Maybe there's a little bit of tightness. I don't like to give too much weight. I'm going to be honest. My entire kind of especially we get to the playoffs, I don't like to give too much weight to this defense is really good. Because I feel like there was a game this year where the number one defense in the league gave up 250 yards to James Cook or something. You know what I mean? You could throw that metric out. It might have been the Patriots where you could just throw that shit out. All of a sudden the running back's getting loose. They can't get it figured out. And it's just a shit show. So Drake May, his whole season, there's a lot of these really solid but unspectacular. He really only crossed the 25-point barrier 3 or 4 actually for the second highest fantasy points per game average, or the third highest on DraftKings this year, which he wasn't popping for 30s frequently. This guy was just consistent yeoman 22, 20 Jacoby Brissett style. How funny is it?
And I don't want to take away from Drake May either. He's a really good freaking quarterback. Okay, this is not to take away from him and his talent. It's just the reality is he's not going to be, or at least he hasn't been just some big fantasy producing.
Yeah, not yet.
QB. It's just not who he is, and not who the offense is.
Not yet.
Yeah, sure, not yet. At least
I believe he will get there in his career, by the way, but he hasn't shown it yet. Fine. Ramondre, forgot about Dre. 7.65%. So people are going to have Ramondre as a captain. I don't love it as much. I'm not sure the upside is as great there, but you never know. Plenty of receptions, and he just takes one to the house. He can get there. Definitely a captain worthy.
Yeah.
Then of course, by the way, here it gets I don't like any of these guys' levels. So I think these 4. Would you? All right. Let's broaden things up for a second. Pocket max contest / high dollar, lower number of entries. Which captains on DraftKings here are you comfortable with? I'm going to do that. And is there one beyond the top 3 or 4 that you'd be I want to take a shot, and I feel like this is worthy of a shot for all the monies?
Yeah, I look, I don't know. To me, I think Kenny Walker stands out among the rest as the top option for me at captain. we talked about JSN and what we think the Patriots are going to try and do. Will they be successful at it, at kind of limiting him? Who knows? It's hard. It's not like you can just take a second guy off and leave somebody open, right? It's the NFL. So you have to get creative here. But I think Kenny Walker is going to see a ton of volume here. Holani he'll be a factor, but I love that Kenny Walker is, kind of like the guy. And I think it's a better matchup for him than it is for Ramondre. Prop projection would tell a similar tale here. So yeah, I like him. I like JSN quite a bit. Ramondre is in the mix as well. And then I do think there's a couple other guys. You talked about Hunter Henry. I think he's in play. It's kind of like a dart throw, even if you got a couple pocket max entries. Not super thrilled to go there, but he's in play.
That's a dangerous one.
Outside of that, it gets tough. Even him, it's dangerous.
That's so yeah. He's not priced cheap enough.
If you're talking about the pocket max, if you're talking about 2 or 3 entries, I'm probably not venturing outside of that group. No.
Cooper Kupp?
Not for the pocket max. I'll have him in MME for sure. I'll have some shares at captain.
Yeah. MME levels here. So, you're attacking the 50 cent mini max, whatever giant super contest they have going for this. We have our standards here. JSN, Walker, they're the 2 top dogs. Great. Agree, right? That's who you should have. But if it doesn't work, where does it go? So we got Drake May on the other side, who I like. Again, normally I avoid the pocket passers, but May is not really that. He can scramble. He's a running guy, and this is the Super Bowl, and sometimes they run more. I've even seen Sam Darnold in some good games. He'll run for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Ramondre can get it done. I can't justify some of these. Like Mac Hollins, I don't think I can justify that as a captain. Can you?
No, just because I don't believe in jamming both quarterbacks in this game. It's not. It doesn't set up as that type of game for me. If it was, I would be more open to the Mac Hollins thing because of the salary saving. But
salary reliever. What about because you're going to get a low score. What about being that this game, and of course we talk about Hunter, being that this game on paper could become one of those nasty defensive matchup. Now I don't see it going that way. So let's just talk real quick about when a game goes super defense, a lot of times it's like kickers going wild, defense is in your lineup, they're putting up big scores. Do you see this game being one of the games where defense becomes a prominent DFS play, even captainable?
Prominent? I don't know. I don't know that I would say prominent. But yeah, I definitely think you need defenses if you're playing MME. I would actually say the kickers have some captain eligibility here. I think both kickers are solid. It wouldn't shock me to see a kicker kind of push the captain spot here in a lower scoring game, which I think is certainly possible. So the kickers will be in play in MME as well. I'll have some shares at captain.
Myers, Borregales, both have been pretty good this year.
Borregales in particular. Borregales, man. Yeah, he's
well. Look at Myers. 11.6 fantasy points per game.
Yeah. He's a dog too. They're both solid.
By the way, Myers through the playoffs, 13. Wait, no.
Yeah,
I scrolled down. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize he's been smashing. But no, he's done okay. 7-11, 8. 7-11 the last 2 games for Myers. Borregales, Aurora Borregales, as he's known to friends and acquaintances. Aurora Borregales.
There you go.
You got it? Did you get it?
I got you.
Make sure everybody's picking up on that. I made that one up on the spot.
Borregales has a leg. Like he's struggled a little bit as of late. Last week in the conditions, you kind of got to throw that one away. But this guy can kick, man. So don't rule him out either. Like he's got a leg on him. Look at
he had a run, put up monster numbers. But really, there's 2. What do you look at with a kicker? You look at a couple things, right? Is he terrible? right? Is he missing kicks lately? Like the guy from Denver was just missing kicks lately and like just ruining shit. When you have one of these guys that just starts missing lineups, no bueno, or missing kicks, no good. But also, does the team put itself in scoring position a lot and sometimes not get in the end zone and just give yourself a lot of opportunities? So with a good defensive matchup, a lot of times the good defense will be able to hold in the red zone and force the field goal. That's what great defenses do. And both of these defenses are great. Therefore, you would expect both of these defenses to, a few times during this game, hold in the red zone and force some kicks. I like that. I like that play. I like both kickers. I would not make a rule against having both kickers in the same lineup. I would not make a rule against it. Although I'm not in love with them as captains per se. Playable. I don't think any of these other guys are relevant. Booty really hasn't like put up, monster scores. Shaheed, same thing. Could get a touchdown or two. I don't see too much happening from this group.
Yeah, look, I think we talked about Cooper Kupp being an option. I think he's certainly in play. The forgotten guy, and to a degree, rightfully so, but Stephon Diggs is going to draw no ownership at captain. And I get it. And I hate playing Diggs. Okay. Personally, I hate playing him. I try not to, but it just feels like the Patriots need a playmaker to step up here. And I think Diggs is kind of that forgotten X factor. Sometimes he just doesn't show up, and that's part of why I hate playing him. But no one's going to play him. Okay. He's priced up higher than we'd like to pay for a Patriots wide receiver. But Diggs is a guy that I think has upside that is going to be forgotten about here. So he's worth some looks, at least to try and get some leverage in MME.
Do you think the women at your Super Bowl party will be scrambling to get shots of Cardi B in the, in the stands watching her mans the same way they were interested in Taylor Swift when Kelsey was here? Or do you think for some unknowable reason, Cardi B will be less popular at your Super Bowl party with the ladies compared to T-Swizz?
I have no comment. I don't know. I have no comment.
Don't know. It's unknowable. How would you know?
What a wild question.
What the women folk are interested in at the Super Bowl party. Well, I did the Super Bowl last year, and all that, like my wife or the other guys' wives were like, where's Taylor? Like that was it. That's all they care about.
Yeah. Taylor might be the most popular human being on the planet.
She's pretty awesome. In fairness, I have nothing bad to say about Taylor Swift. She
might be the most. I know I'm gonna get some fire for that. She might be the most likable if you polled the world likability, I think she would pull the highest of anybody in the world.
Yeah.
I'll throw it out there. I don't know what that means.
That seems aggressive. I need a little more time to contemplate that one.
Yeah, me too. But my gut, I'm saying that. I'm throwing it out there.
Now, Tebow Time thinks it's Nicki Minaj and not Cardi B. This is like, come on, bro.
That's bold.
Come on.
Worst take I've heard. Yes.
That was a bad take. Yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with that take, but I do enjoy her new song, The Life of Ophelia or something.
You can disagree, but I want you to give me someone who would pull more popular in the world first before you disagree. And then
our easy feral life. We didn't talk about who we like. I have already bet this game. I'm taking New England into points. I should have said that when I gave out my my props before. I'm taking the 4.5, and I think that you're going to win because of the 4.5. I don't know who's winning the game. I don't care, but I think the Patriots can win the game, and you just comfortably win when you got the plus 4.5. But I also think if they're losing by 3 or less. That's my take. That's my bet. So I think
that's a smart bet.
Yeah, I put money where mouth is. I have a theory about betting, and it actually works with DFS as well. But Gargano taught me this. Gargano, who's my goat. I love Gargano. Hold on. Where is he? If you don't know who Gargano is, we used to do a betting show together. Oh no, Victory Monday. Oh, there it is. Wait. Gargano taught me this. So in the most recent game and the last couple games, what did we see from Seattle? Them looking amazing, putting up 1,000,000 points against the Rams and against San Francisco. Just looking great. Fucking kicking ass. We're very strong pro Seattle bias going. What New England's out there looking like shit. Denver, 10, 12-point game. It's boring. It's not looking too good out here. The game before that, Drake May is out there throwing interceptions against. We thought they were going to straight lose to the Texans, right? There's a lot of negative anti-New England bias happening, just recency bias. There's a lot of pro-Seattle recency bias going on. And while, yes, I would agree that Seattle's a slightly better team, they have slightly better wide receivers. I believe their running back is a little bit better. Maybe the defense is a smidge better. But I think the quarterback position is better on the New England side, and that's the most important position. Therefore, I think it's an overreaction. I think this game should probably be within 3 points, like -2.5. So if you're giving me 4.5, I'm going to take the 2 extra bonus points as my edge.
Yep. I agree. I think Seattle wins. I like the points if you're betting. Fully agree.
Yeah. Absolutely. So there we go. My bet of the day. See, you're not supposed to do that. When you do radio like this or podcasting, I should these things should go in an order. And with this, you just have to be listening the whole time. You're like, Geek just fucking threw out bets at, 32 minutes, 22 seconds randomly. You got to watch the whole thing. All right. Who's winning in MMA today? We'll talk about that later. I was making MMA lineups as well before. All right. So we talked about all the potential captains. So I think BobbyWow would agree. JSN, Kenny Walker, obviously the high-owned guys, they make sense. All good plays. And if we want to venture outside of that, I think Cooper Kupp, Hunter Henry, even AJ Barner, if you want to be really silly for the Millie Stupid. BobbyWow said Steffi Diggs, I love that call. I wish he was a little cheaper, but we know Steffi Diggs can pop for, a 20 plus banger at any moment.
And Ramondre too. Let's not forget about him.
Yeah.
Tough matchup, but he's gonna get some volume.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's shift gears to the flex position.
This is where I think you're winning the Millie. I don't think it's a cap. I don't think it's getting silly a captain. I think it's getting silly in the flex.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, one of the things that you want to do with any showdown, we've talked about it all year, is you kind of want to account for scenarios, right? What are the scenarios, the way this game plays out? And there are usually 3 or 4 possible scenarios, and we're going to try to narrow it down. One of the scenarios is just a low-scoring stink bomb. The defenses play well. The final score is 17-14. No one did all that much. Maybe kickers kicked a bunch of field goals. Maybe defenses got a bunch of turnovers. And you want to go heavier kicker defense than usual. Both defenses, both kickers. All the studs kind of fail. I don't really see that happening here. That's not one of the scenarios that I'm expecting, but it could happen. Then we could also play for, one team being materially better than the other. What about the Samwise sees ghosts scenario where Seattle just bad all of a sudden on offense?
Yeah, it happens. I will say Samwise has shown up when it's mattered the most.
So far.
And just like Drake May, in the playoffs, he's made some really just impressive throws where I'm okay, you know what? He's a legit QB. He looks really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen it before with him, right? He'll disappear. He'll start turning the ball over. So yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. So anything can happen there. I'm just going to pull up some images here, but that I want to prep. But yeah, anything can happen there. So, but one of them is Sam just doesn't look that good. It's a big moment, and you're crumbling under the pressure. You know that most teams, by the way, another bet for the Super Bowl for anybody out there looking for the bets. first quarter under. Period. Whatever the total is for the first quarter, under. Super Bowls tend to start slow. All the teams come in a little bit tense. Tight. Little tight. Take that first quarter under. Just allow the teams a little bit of time to get up and running, to get comfortable. So if the first quarter total is probably 13 or 10, I think it should be 13. I'm just going under that. And just sit back, relax. 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Print a ticket. High five your buddies at the game. You should be betting these things, if only to high five your friends at the game when one of them hits.
Yeah, I like the overall under as well, but it's that first quarter under especially.
Don't play the overall. Just do it in the first quarter. Get it out of the way. Safer.
Yep. I like it.
Every time I do one of those, I distract myself from what the hell we were just talking about, and that is a problem for me. I need to take my meds.
No, it's okay. We were talking flex.
Okay, we're talking flex.
You said you don't see a game where it's a complete defense and kicker domination here.
Yeah, because then I was going to get to showing kind of the defenses and the kickers are not particularly high owned. Seahawks and Patriots defense, 13-9. Those are some of the lowest numbers for defense I've seen in a showdown.
That's shocking to me. Yeah, that's like shockingly low.
It's very shocking. I don't know what's going on with that, but the words of the people are blocking it. But here we go. So when you look at the ownership, it's just shockingly low. 13% Seahawks. Seahawks have been a weapon, a defensive weapon this year. And we just saw Drake May throw 3 interceptions against Houston. Why not Seattle? That's way too low. And Patriots even too lower, considering Sam Darnold under pressure is not that good. He just hasn't been pressured.
Yeah.
Really weird. Borregales, 22%. That's standard kicker. Myers, 27, standard kicker as well. Nothing to see there. I'm going to get back to something you said before. The game is going to be won in the flex, and it's going to be won. I'm going to show you. I'm going to highlight them. It's going to be won somewhere over here. I'll stop at Kyle Williams because Oh wait, no. You know what? I'm going to include Elijah in there, BobbyWow style. Yeah, I'm going to include that for you. The game will be won somewhere in here in the highlighted zone.
Agreed.
Now, who's that going to be? I don't know. But this is where you win or lose it. When we kind of called out Demario Douglas that first week of the playoffs as an army play, right? Ray Zanny.
That was a chat call too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Zanny in the chat. And New England, Rhode Island specialist. And the guy scores a touchdown. All of a sudden I look at my all my shit because I was over the field on him. And everything's like a 10 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand. You're winning everything. I was like, oh shit. Now, of course, he only had the 1 or 2 receptions that game. So it didn't the domination didn't continue. But yeah, it will be. You don't win this by being I'm going to go 100% Kenny Walker. You're what the fuck is that? He's already 80% owned. That's not going to help you. It's great. It's not going to help you. The thing that makes you win is, I went over the field on player X who is sub, 10% owned. It could be Patriots defense. I loaded up on Patriots defense. They put up a 12. I won $1 million. So let's talk about players in this zone that have the potential to be the turd that wins you the milli. I think we talked some of these names though, Bobby. Wow.
We talked a lot of them. We did. Yeah. We talked a lot of them.
I'll reiterate. We're going to iterate. We're going to
give me some of your favorites. I want you to give me some of your favorites.
So my top guy is George Holani. I don't know if that's a win me the million play. That's my favorite at 14%. He's going to be on the field. I love George Holani on the slate. And I love the price.
Yep.
That's my top. I think Jake Bobo is my top turd that I would never play. But this guy keeps seeing his name keeps coming up during these games. Probably going to get you 0, but like I'm taking some shots on Bobo in my MME.
I like it. Yeah.
Those are the two. And now I'm adding Patriots defense to that mix because I think sub 10% Patriots defense and even sub 13% or 13% Seattle defense is absurd. I'll tell you who I don't like. And Austin Hooper is in my mix as well. I think Austin Hooper could be that guy also. 1 touchdown. That's all you need. I see the play happening. You ready for it? I'm going to describe it now. And if it happens, you're going to be like, that motherfucker, he's like a Nostradamus. Austin Hooper, goal line, blocking, fake to Dre. Ramondre can't score touchdown. Fake it. Hooper's just like walking out there. He's like, meh, meh, bloop, touchdown. Bam.
Yep.
I already see the play happen.
Look, I said earlier, anytime touchdown bet, that's one of the more intriguing ones. To me, it's Arroyo. I like Arroyo. So he's kind of like, what Hooper is to you is Arroyo to me. I think Arroyo is going to play. I think he's really interesting as someone who could, all he needs to do, I think, is score 5 or 6 points, a couple of receptions. And I think he could end up just being in the nuts. That is not going to, he doesn't have to catch 5-6 passes. He doesn't have to catch a touchdown pass necessarily.
100%.
So
and I'll throw one other name out there. I mean, we could throw DeMario and Kyle Williams. I think they're both viable. Like Kyle Williams, this guy runs deep routes, and all it takes is one catch. Is he going to do in the Super Bowl? Unlikely, but and we've seen Pop Douglas catch touchdowns this year already. Again, is he going to be on the field a lot? No, but it's a balance between guys not going to be on the field much, but 3% owned means that just one thing wins you the whole thing, wins you the million.
Yep.
This is how you win the money. So if you're not willing to play these kind of guys, and knowing that they're likely to get a 0, if you're not willing to do it, you probably want to avoid the MME. You want to almost avoid the mini maxes or the $1 million games and just play in the multipliers and other things that don't require you to actually have discovered. Like Elijah Arroyo will not be owned in like something like a Pocket Max. Like no one's going to have it. 400 entries, they're not going to get to him. And by the way, Booty could get there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kenny passing touchdown. That's going to give you some high. I wouldn't be surprised if that exists. That prop exists somewhere. He's done it before.
Wow.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it, Bobby. Wow. Should we throw together a lineup here? And then I did load up my tracker. So if people want to know if the Geek is, over the washed up, I've been doing this since 2012. Guy sucks now.
Let's do it.
And I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but I'll show it and you can see. I don't disagree, though, if you say that. I get it. I'm old school.
Kind of shocking seeing Tommy DeVito's name on that list. Sorry, I get distracted too easily.
Tommy D. All right, so little quick lineup build. So Bobby, why you said Kenny Walker's your most comfortable? What the hell happened to?
I think he vanished.
We lost Wow. Maybe he lost power.
Sorry, I'm on kid duty right now. And the podcast. So just trying to make sure they're not distracting everybody.
Got a screamer in the background. I got you. All right. So what I was going to do, let's put a lineup together.
Okay.
And Bobby, wow, you said before, Kenny Walker, if I only allowed you one captain, you said Kenny Walker.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
I agree. That's where I'm going first.
All right. You save a little bit of salary there. Fine. Kenny Dobbs. Let's talk about who are some must play. I think for me, I'm gonna volunteer in George Holani as my must kind of. Holani is my must own cheapie.
I like it.
Yeah, just the salary saver there. All right, where are we going from here? Want to get a
one of Drake May or Ramondre, right? I know you like May.
Let's go May. 7,300. Now, is it a must to get Jackson Smith and Jigba in the lineup one way or the other? I kind of think yes, but what do you think?
Yes, and this is part of why I'm less excited about quarterbacks. Like I like the no QB builds a lot. I like the no QB builds a lot for this game. because I want Kenny in there. I want JSN in there. I think I still want Ramondre in there despite the matchup. So you're going to have to choose, right? I don't think you could play like JSN and QBs here. It gets tough.
No. Well, look what happens here.
It gets ugly. That's all. It gets ugly.
Yeah. We've got JSN or Ramondre Darnold, but you certainly can't play multiples of them. Like, if I put Ramondre in there, there's no salary left, right? So from here, you get down to 5K. So we basically get one more stud in there, and that could be JSN as well. So with this approach, you're not really getting, and then you're kind of like jamming Borregales. Ooh, I kind of like that, actually.
Yeah.
I like this lineup.
That's not too shabby.
Or maybe if JSN's in there and Walker's in there, maybe this is where you kind of go Darnold instead and say, hey, they hold down JSN, but Walker and Kupp, I like this even better. And then, if you wanted to experiment with these last two spots, there are other ways to go, but I like what we did. Holani, but let's say you didn't want to go with Holani, but you wanted, or May, but rather like more of an affordability situation, you go Ramondre and get the other kicker in there. This is the BobbyWow lineup.
Geek has a cat to deal with, somebody said. Oh, that's funny.
The cat is a lot of distractions. And you know what? I get it. You people have kids, so much work, but my cat requires a lot of attention. She takes up a lot of attention.
That she does.
Yeah. If my wife wasn't probably scratching that cat under the chin right now, she'd be in here bothering me. My wife, I mean, but also maybe the cat.
Oh, geez. Oh, no. No.
Oh, that's right.
No.
That's right. I said it. I really like this version too, man, with Borregales and Cooper. I love this lineup. I'm playing this lineup, by the way. But I love Drake May as well. So this is why MME is fun. But this might make, like, this approach might make one of my pocket cups.
Oh man, I like it. I
think between Ramondre though and Drake May or JSN, I'd rather play Drake May. But if you do it, that puts you back in Holani territory.
Yeah. I really do like Holani. I'm worried I'm going to be a little too high on him, but gosh, he lets you do a lot.
Don't go 70% Holani, but if he's going to be 14% owned in tournaments, I'm perfectly happy going 30% and literally doubling the field.
Yeah.
I want to be higher on these kickers. I want to be higher on these defenses. I want to be higher on Holani. I want to be higher on Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is my guy.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp in the final game, maybe the last game of his career. No one's talking about it. Dude is 32. Like how this could be it.
Yeah.
If Seattle wins the Super Bowl and you're Cooper Kupp, wouldn't you retire? Yeah.
Probably.
Look outside your window. That's why I got the cat, bro. That's why you get a cat. Distraction. It's like, go play with the cat.
You guys are too much. You guys are too much, man.
Sofia Vergara comes screaming at me. Why haven't you taken out the trash? I'm like, oh, geez.
We're off the rails.
Walk around all day. Where can I put my jacket down? Not there. All right.
Lord have mercy.
No. All right. Sorry. Yeah, Kupp. So I love this lineup. I think we built a good lineup here, BobbyWow.
I like it. I do like it. Yeah, and I like the variations too. I really interesting here. I think we've kind of nailed, or at least highlighted, the most intriguing turds. One other name that we've mentioned, but just to throw it out one more time, I do think Trevion Henderson is worth some shares. Okay.
Trevi.
We talked a lot about Holani. I would also say he's worth some exposure at lower ownership. I think he's half the ownership, I think, of Holani. Is more expensive, so understandably, but I would say he's a guy too. We always talk about injury risk. If Ramondre were to get hurt, Henderson would get all the touches. for the Pats.
We never even accounted for that in this, but yes, there is let's go back to the showdown staples. One of the showdown staples is what if Kenny Walker gets hurt? Or what if Ramondre, forgot about Dre, gets hurt?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Trevion Henderson, who no one likes, who we all like, this dude is down to 3%. All of a sudden, Trevion Henderson comes in. I actually feel like Stevenson could fumble and they'll still keep him in. Like, I don't even think that's going to get him out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the no QB, kind of the no QB lineup. Or we had the no QB with JSS. So that's a no. Oh, no, I put Darnold in there.
It's okay, though. It's still good. It's still good. I just said I find myself gravitating towards a no QB lineup more often than not. That's all.
Yeah. No QBs. So I don't think so for me. I'm playing quarterbacks. I'll have quarterbacks in this. I like QB. I'm not on that.
Definitely more of a contrarian approach.
Yeah, I'm not on the same mind. I like being on the same mindset as you, Bobby. Wow, I don't like it when I'm not. It makes me rethink everything. So it will make me continue to rethink things. But as of now, I'm down. I'm kind of down with these quarterbacks. I'm down with Drake May. Comfortable, puts up a lot of points. I'm down with Darnold. He pops for a while. I like May more than Darnold.
You should be down with them. May's prop projection is as good as anybody's points per dollar wise. So yeah, I think you're right on.
Yeah. I'll give you a quick. I was able to load the tracker. Do you guys really want to see this?
I do.
All right. I'll give you a quick
look. Give us a quick look. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 2025, 2026 NFL season. 55,000 in entry fees. 14% ROI. Very good. Most of the money and DFS Army members. Oh, you know what? This isn't even counting January for some reason. Oh, because I got this thing. Hold on. Let me clear that. Yeah. So this is not even giving me the last couple months. It's a little different here, but let's go from here to there. So yeah, that'll give the true picture. There we go. So this was my year in DFS. You guys followed along, and actually for those of you guys who are DFS Army subscribers, you'll recognize how the year went. We absolutely started on fire in September and October. So this played out in my winnings. Do you remember BobbyWow? We could not lose in September and October, especially September. I had to manual end. This is just a program that I use. It's a competitor, so I don't really even want to give it out. Fuck those guys. But I do use this. Should I give it out? No.
Yeah, give them their props. If you like it, give them their props.
All right. This is a product called the Solver, and I think the tracker is free, which is fun. So you don't have to pay for this.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, but fuck those guys. But not fuck them, but they're my competition. But I don't have a tracker, so I use theirs. Sorry. But this went kind of the way the year went for me. And you also learn a little bit of I just played tournaments all year. I was like, and this counts multipliers as GPP, by the way. So most of my entries were just this. This also counts your 20x and all that, and everything else I just barely played because I don't have as much time. Here's another interesting thing: qualifiers, 26,000 entry. That's pocket max. So I made 26,000 pocket max lineups. This shows that I was down 1,300, but I'm not sure how that's being measured. I still have those tickets. So until that contest completes, I'm not sure that would count correctly.
I think every ticket is guaranteed at least $300 or something like
$200-300. Yeah, $200-300. It's counting it as probably $200-300, not as the full amount.
I don't think it's counting as that. I think it's counting it as what you won. There's you won $15 or something with the ticket. It was
that little
small.
bit. So yeah, I don't think I don't think these numbers are correct that it's down. I would be up in that, but yeah, you can get. This is a free bankroll tracker, guys. You can go. I used to use something that costs a lot of money, Roto Tracker, and it was like $200 a year. And then this thing's free, so I just went. It's called the Solver, and just go to thesolver.com/tracker. I hate that I'm promoting somebody else's shit. I want to promote my shit.
But it's cool. I wish more people would give others props when their stuff's good. Yeah. It's a cool tool.
That reminds me of some other exciting things. So anyway, good year for me. Up 11,000, 17% ROI on the year. This is much better than my average. And more importantly, it sets up my personal bankroll for another year of DFS action without depositing. I will make sure that in the offseason, I don't burn too much of this. And speaking of the offseason, and that's what Brady's running at the bottom. NASCAR already started here at DFS Army. It's one of my favorite sports. Absolutely, maybe my favorite non-DFS sport when it comes to non-NFL sport for DFS. And look, I mean, BobbyWow. First slate of the year, we had people taken down. This guy put in $80, won 3 grand. It's already begun. It's already begun.
Yes.
With there's only been one slate so far. Like we have screenshots galore. Everybody, I won every lineup. Brady's notes kicked ass. Brady, the producer here, is also our primary NASCAR guy.
Yeah, and moving forward, Geek is my producer, which makes this so much more fun.
It all switches.
But yeah, we had a really good start to the year. The season starts again next Thursday. 5 slates in a row, 2 on Thursday, and then 1 each day. There's a ton of stuff going on, and there was a bit of a soft reset in the NASCAR rules, which never happens in sports. You never go into a season where things are all kind of reset. So if you're looking to get into NASCAR for the first time, it's a really good time because the field is kind of reset. The rules have changed. That. Everything is kind of different. The tactics, everything. So it's a really good time to get involved. And even better than, like, obviously the big $3,000 winners are great, but we have a ton of screenshots that are like $30 in, $70 out. And those are almost even more rewarding.
That looks like that looks like my NASCAR. Wait a minute. That looks like my NASCAR from like yesterday. From like 2 days ago. Where's the sport? Let's see if they have NASCAR here. You can see my first. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I did make money on that slate as well. Good call, Brady, on not loading up on Kyle Larson.
And we even had a couple people win plus 7,500 win bets on Ryan Preece. He was a core play, and some people just bet the core plays every week. So plus 7,500 winner to start the year. Your season's paid for.
Unbelievable. So great stuff. NASCAR Daytona 26 is the code at DFS Army. Daytona 26. That knocks 20% off either a NASCAR only subscription or the better one, which is just do all the sports VIP, and it gets you 20% off VIP, and that will lock in. VIP is $99 a month, so you lock in at $79 a month, and it's that forever, and you get all the sports and get all the great stuff. So totally something. I will be in there. Brady is a sexy man. I've never seen. Have I seen you? I have no idea what you look like, Brady, but I assume you're a sexy man.
I'm not, because I'm not memorable enough to know that you've seen my face many times.
Have I? Oh shit! Oops. Have I? Fuck.
At least a few times we've been on.
Are you sure? Maybe.
I think so.
All right, maybe. I feel like I'm not convinced. I'm a face man. Where was I? So anyway,
wait till it comes to out in the boat, and then everybody has something to say about
it. That's funny. Wait a minute. I can't even change what's on the stage anymore. It's before presenting a screen.
You want your DraftKings?
I got some other shit. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, there we go. I forgot what I was doing. All right, so yeah, come in, check out DFS Army Daytona 26, 20% off. You can do NASCAR or all the sports. MMA as well. I already won. BobbyWow, I've done 2 weeks of MMA. I had first nuts the first weekend and second nuts last week. Second nuts. 2 profitable MMA slates and bets. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I played MMA. I don't normally, and I cashed as well based on the notes.
Yeah, Sniper's notes crushed it.
Sniper. There's a couple guys that do it, and I love the way they do this sheet where there's a consensus from everyone. It makes it super easy for someone like me who's kind of a total noob when it comes to MMA. So good stuff.
Come in real quick. Yeah, the cheat sheets are great. You could just read them and know. Dom Station's super easy to use for sports like NASCAR. People always ask me, how do I use the optimizer for NASCAR and MMA? I'm like, dude, it's straightforward. There's no correlations here. It's just play exposures how you want them. That's it. I have nothing. Soups is way too much love. Wait, let's see what Ray Zanni's saying here. I have nothing. Soups just seeing way too much love on Hunter Henry. Makes me kind of fade. Seahawks win in double digits, but what do I know? So, Ray has some hatred for the Patriots. He's a local Rhode Island man. They're all Patriots fans over there, and he hates them all.
Can I promote 2 more things? real quick.
Yeah.
We just uploaded a props video, a betting guide for the Super Bowl. Madness, who made like 13 grand last year with his prop picks. He just put out a 20-minute betting guide for the Super Bowl. It's on this YouTube channel. Check that out. And Josiah's daily NBA show is like uncomfortably good. Like they are so smart and so efficient when it comes to NBA fantasy. They win. Like I mean, Geek, you learned this a couple weeks ago. It doesn't make sense how well they know NBA. So highly recommend checking those guys out.
Yeah. And plus Josiah, I just watch for Joe Zaddy. Literally watch the show and just smile when Josiah's talking. It's a weird thing. So that's enough of a reason to check that out. All right, guys, one last note before we go. I will be back for DFS Army subscribers, VIPs, and members here to do like a little later Super Bowl Dom Station video setting up my Dom for the Super Bowl. I'm gonna do that a little later today. I'm not sure on the timing. Shit's getting cold. After dinner, maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that.
House is blowing away. Yeah, gotta
It's
lock
freezing
that in.
outside, man. The wind is blowing right. I can't even believe the power lasted this whole show. So that was really lucky. Guys, I want to also shout out the audience. The guys who are watching right now, 270 live watchers. We put this on at a weird time. It wasn't the usual time. And I genuinely, and that's right, I know about UFC. I have to finish my lineups. I made way too many of them. But I want to say to everybody who's watching live and those of you watching after the fact, we appreciate you hanging with us this whole football season, putting at least a little faith nugget or your hatred, whatever it is, you watch the show, you put faith in us, you had a great year, hopefully in NFL DFS, or you had fun at least watching these shows, watching the interactions, watching the tomfoolery and the silliness that goes on sometimes, but also you understand we take this serious. I take it very serious. I appreciate everybody. When you put your faith like in DFS Army for your NFL DFS season or your NFL season, whatever it is, I take that very serious. This is our hobby. This is our hobby. This is what we all like to do with our fun time. And my goal is to make it fun and more successful for everybody, right? It sucks if you're always losing. It sucks if you're miserable. So we are going to have fun every time. We're going to hopefully kick some ass. We'll hopefully make some money. That's what's up. 12 grand. What is it? 12 grand and all the laughs and all the fun. What more can I ask for out of my hobby?
Yeah.
So I appreciate all you guys for being with us this year, next year, every year. We're not going anywhere. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're going to keep grinding away. We're going to keep putting those helmets at the top of the leaderboards in all these contests. Fuck the competition. We're going to keep bringing you AI-generated rap songs to intro these crazy videos we make as well.
Yes.
And hopefully you all enjoyed it. So we appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Bobby. Wow, I always love hanging out with you all throughout the NFL season. I feel like it's, it makes the season more fun. So to everybody who's watching, to the crew, Burns and Josiah who joined the show, all the guests, Fling, everybody doing content, Mutton Madness on the bets, crushing it. So it's been a great NFL season. I appreciate all you guys hanging with us. Yeah, next year, Bears in the Super Bowl, BobbyWow?
Bears in the Super Bowl. Look, yeah, I'm excited about the Bears, but yeah, for real, props to the team, DFS Up North, everyone that's done the notes, the shows, Raz, it's been such an awesome season, and can't emphasize it enough. We lose with you guys when I write up a play and I love it, and the play flops. Trust me, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
So it's a community, and it's a beautiful thing. These are the highlights of my year, being on the shows and interacting with everyone in the chat. So, season's gonna end here, but a lot to come, a lot of really good stuff. So I can't wait to pick it back up soon. And best ball is just around the corner. So appreciate everybody here.
Some personal notes, like what are we up to in the off season? Bobby's out there doing a little NHL. I'll be showing up. I'm already designing a UFC pay-per-view type tournament tactics show. I got some special guests already lined up for it, so we'll be doing that. BobbyWow, go do your thing. Baby's bothering him, but we've got an MMA show coming for tournament tactic style roundtables with some special guests, but that'll be like a UFC pay-per-view type deal. You'll also see me on with Brady and Taco on the occasional NASCAR breakdown. Of course, Daytona next week. That's my favorite race of all. So I'll be on there and talking strategy. I'll add my strategy thoughts. I don't necessarily follow NASCAR to the level where I know each team in the details. That's what Brady and Taco do, but I can bring the DFS strategy around for it and hopefully help there. Best ball will start up probably in March, rankings, and just start doing some draft-a-paloozas, although it's not going to be 5 days a week, probably more like once a week. But you got to be subscribed to the channel and have the notification bell going, let you know when we're going live. We'll continue to do those live shows. Ray Zanny in the chat here. He'll join me for some best ball streams. I got Fling will join me. We'll just have a regular stream of folks popping on. We'll do some rankings and all that fantasy football stuff. So we keep it going year round here. We keep it going year round. Yeah, Bobby, wow, it's okay if you got to deal with the kids. I'm just yapping away here on an extra long outro on the last one. So
I love it.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody. Good luck at the Super Bowl. For DFS Army subscribers, if you want some help setting up the Dom station, a few hours later, we'll be doing that. And of course, MMA later today, NASCAR next week, Daytona. It's a nonstop DFS fest. We keep it going year round. So make sure you're subscribed, stick around, and you're hanging with us all season long. Daytona 26 is the code for 20% off. I know it's late. I'm not signing up now. I missed the whole NFL. You didn't miss anything. We got more sports going. Got plenty of Geek and Wow and the whole crew.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Take care. We'll see you all next time.